Good afternoon, traders. Today's Wednesday, February 6, 2013, and we're coming to you from RJO Futures to discuss today the up-and-coming report, USDA report on Friday, that'll cover the grain markets, supply, demand, to see where we're at. Not a huge report, but if you're trading grains, something you definitely should be keep an eye on with how this will have impacts on the corn, soybeans, and wheat. My name is Bob Haberkorn. I'm here with Mike Sabo, as well as Kevin Craney, to discuss what's coming up. Kevin, what are you looking at for the report Friday?
Definitely looking at the fundamental picture. When we look at where we were last time on corn, about 602, on soybeans about 135, and really we're looking at things increasing a little bit. I think it's going to be important though to really consider what the exports have been here lately. We know that they've been a little higher on soybeans. Things have been a little slower on corn. So I think it's going to be important to see how that incorporates into this report and what the overall effect is. The trend has really been down. We see things pulling back again here a little bit today. I think it's a little bit of profit taking ahead of the report as people kind of analyze where we are, and we also have to consider where we are in the face of South American weather and what their production is going to be too.
Yeah, that's the big part. I think it's the South American weather, and also keeping an eye on feed. We're hearing that we're going to see larger amounts of wheat going towards feed. So keep an eye on that. That kind of creeps into these report numbers. In the corn market as well, how much corn, how much wheat is being used for feed. And we are hearing that the wheat possibly could be looking at a 10% increase in feed usage for the wheat. So, and you touched on the South American crop, weather on that. They will touch on that a little bit. So
they will, and really when you look at what's happened in South America from the weather perspective here lately, really in far southern South America, they've really had some dryness down there that I think is really probably going to cut into some of the soybean production. So when you look at the fundamentals from that side of it, probably does lend a little bit of support here to U.S. soybeans. From a corn perspective in the northern portions of South America, they've had a little bit of weather move across there, so that certainly has helped. Maybe not as much as we think because there was a dry period there, certainly during pollination, and that certainly can reduce those yields as well. So that's going to be something to pay attention to, certainly, is how that affects the production here in the U.S.
Sure, and I mean from a technical aspect, we are, like Kevin touched on, we are seeing some pullbacks today.
Yeah, and I tend to agree with Kevin. I think we've got some profit taking going on ahead of the report, and something that he had mentioned here, in regards to the beans, we have seen some stronger export numbers. When you look at the corn, the wheat, and the beans currently trading around 1464 here today. Out of those three, though, that's the only one that's trading up above the 200-day moving average. 200-day moving average coming in roughly for July beans is around 1446, and I'm already starting to focus out into the July market here from a longer-term perspective. For people that are interested, I think this is a time of year when you want to start. You're looking at the here and now, but I think, depending on how things progress here over the next several months, I think the July contract offers some, potentially, the place to be at for some possible big moves, basically. So, corn prices, we're trading below 200-day moving average there. We're coming in here roughly at around 740 a bushel, and of course we're trading around 716 here right now. So I think unless we break out above that 200-day moving average, I think we're going to see that corn staying in between the 7 to 740 range. And then taking a look at the wheat, 200-day moving average right around about 838 a bushel. We're currently trading here right now. If we stay basically above 750 in terms of a support level in there, I think we're going to continue to see that market range bound until we see breakouts.
Sure. The report, I'm looking at this thing, from what you touched on with the technicals, not moving the needle too much unless there's some big surprise out there from the supply side of it. But we'll see. Number comes out Friday. If you're trading grains, keep an eye on it. If you have any questions in regards to anything with the report or the grain markets, please feel free to contact any of us here, Kevin Craney, Mike Sabo, and myself, Bob Haberkorn. Always willing to help you out with any questions you have. And remember, futures trading does pose a significant risk. It's not suitable for all investors. And remember to follow us on Facebook and on Twitter. We'll see what comes out Friday.